Morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday webinar series by National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. So, Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship is an agribusiness incubator hosted at Manage to support agri startups at various stages across India. So far, Manage has mentored more than 500 startups, has incubated 304 startups, and RKVY-RAFTAAR has supported 106 startups through grant in aid under this RKVY-RAFTAAR program. The Saturday webinar series aimed at creating awareness among the stakeholders in the agri-startup ecosystem and in general. And we have been doing this the past 109 weeks. Today, we are 1/10th webinar we are doing on the sustainable growth of FPOs, farmer producer organizations, and the role startups are playing in it. We are having two speakers with us here today. So we'll be starting with Mr. Satish Kumar, who is the founder and managing director of Swachh LLP based out of Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Satish comes with a rural development background with a post-graduation in Institute of Rural Management, Anand. He has been doing this for the past 10 years. We are closely working with the farmers and providing them a fair market price. And he has good products, the pure products he calls a pure food providing to his customers. So he's going to share his experience of working with farmers, producer organizations, and farmer groups, and sharing his experiences about his startup. Welcome, Mr. Satish Kumar, to start his session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for a brief introduction. I am Satish Kumar. I run this organization called Swachh based out of Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh. We basically procure organic staples from farmers and farmer producer organizations and process them in our processing unit and sell them under the brand Swachh in South Indian cities. So yeah, that's a brief introduction about me. I can quickly take you through the presentation. Next slide, please. Can I have the next slide? Or can I do that? Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, so this is a basic business model. We do farm gate procurement of organic as well as conventional staples from farmers and farmer producer organizations. All the organic staples will be processed in our own processing unit, whereas the conventional staples will be, the processing of conventional staples will be outsourced. And then the final products are sold in retail markets. We have a couple of outlets coming up in Anantapur, and we also sell our products in different retail outlets in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, and other South Indian cities. We are also enrolling ourselves on e-commerce stores like JioMart and Flipkart, and very soon our e-commerce platform will also go operational. So coming to our profile, we got registered in September of 2020, and we started our operations in 2021 of January. So as I said, we work with farmers and FPOs in and around Anantapur district. Till date, we have a cumulative turnover of 4 crores, slightly more than that, and we have sourced around 700 metric tons of staples. We generally deal with all staples. Groundnut, since we are in Anantapur, groundnut is one of our major products. Groundnut, pulses, cereals, millets, we have a whole range of millets and millet-based products with us. So around 700 metric tons worth 5 crores have been procured. A good 60 to 70% of it are directly from farmers, and the rest from farmer producer organizations. And then we do processing, branding, and marketing. This is a very brief introduction about our work. I would like to hit the agenda first. So what is the scope of work with FPOs? First, I would like to kind of highlight the major aspects where agri startups can potentially collaborate with FPOs and mutually benefit. And then I would like to speak about 3-4 major aspects that present a fantastic potential for startups. Then to end the session, I'll share our experiences of working with the FPOs. So as we all know, for any agri startup farmer, I mean, like at some point, no matter if you're a tech-based startup or if you're a market-based startup, so farmer would be at the center of our startup, of our business. No matter what we do, it all trickles down to farmer. Okay, so FPOs present us a fantastic opportunity because they bring such farmers together in large volumes. Okay, so these days, if we look at any FPO, will easily have 250 to 300 farmers, rather than are going to each of these 200, 300 farmers. If we are able to kind of collaborate with FPO, we will get access to that social capital straight away. Okay, so the principle that we all should look at is co-opetition, which is a collaboration plus competition. For certain startups, for certain tech-based startups, there might not be a direct competition with FPOs, but for certain other startups, for example, for businesses like us, because we sell more or less the same products that FPOs also sell in the market, yet there is a significant market that can be captured, so that we really need not kind of feel competition amongst ourselves, but we can kind of create an ecosystem where co-opetition goes ahead. Okay, we can cooperate, we can collaborate at the same time. We can also compete with each other. Okay, so there is scope across the value chain. Whatever intervention that we are kind of thinking about, there is a fantastic scope across the value chain to intervene and to create that small delta for farmers as well as farmer producer organizations. Like it could be in terms of production, it could be in terms of finance, market, human resources, post-project support, advisory, legal, technology. So generally, I mean, like most of us, we know about the potential areas like production, market. For example, we are completely working on market aspect. Okay, several tech-based startups might be working on production-based aspects, automation, and all these things. But there are a few areas which are largely untouched, but have a significant potential to change the way the FPOs operate. So today I would like to highlight 3-4 such areas, which I think it's a kind of food for thought for all the aspiring entrepreneurs over here, the research scholars over here, so that what models can be developed based around these domains. And first and foremost, and unfortunately the least spoken about one, is human resources. So no matter whichever FPO you go, one of the major complaints that FPOs always have is about unavailability of skilled human resource. They largely kind of keep managing their enterprises with local staff who are not properly trained. Okay, so there's a fantastic scope to kind of intervene in the human resources domain. If there is a way that we can kind of explore a pooled expertise who can extend their services, let's say a day or 2 or 3 in a month for each of such FPOs. There are several FPOs coming up, and having skilled and kind of trained human resources is increasingly becoming difficult. So this is one potential area where a very proper intervention can create significant difference. The second and equally important one is post-project situation. We all know that in general, most of these FPOs are kind of say they're formed with support of some project. They are generally formed with the support of SFAC or NABARD under the aegis of a POPI. So one of the POPIs generally kind of handhold these FPOs during those initial phases. And from my experience, some of them even continue after the cessation of the project. Even if the project period is over, they still kind of continue extending the support. So what best can be done to make an FPO sustainable? Okay, so once the project support is unplugged, it is very important, because as long as the project support is there, FPOs will get equity grant, FPOs will get management cost, they'll also get access to several subsidies. But once such support is unplugged, and even let's say the POPI is also kind of exiting from the project, then FPO will be left all alone. Okay, so given the project times, that is like it could be 2 years or 3 years, sometimes it would become very difficult to create an environment where FPO can be sustainable right after the unplugging of the project support. Okay, so what advisory services, what consulting services, or what other services that can be potentially provided to these FPOs so that they can sustain on their own even after the project support is withdrawn? That is another crucial domain, because if we look at the data of the defunct FPOs, most of them kind of become once the entire support, it could be from poppies or it could be from the projects like SFSCR NABARD. Once these supports are withdrawn, once the project managers move out of the FPCs, they slowly kind of getting defunct. So it is one potential area where we can certainly explore, kind of work together and create a sustainable solution for farmer producer organizations. And another important aspect is the legal compliances. So now most of the farmer producer organizations are being incorporated under Companies Act, which inevitably brings all of them into the ambit of huge legal compliances. So a producer company, it could be for namesake a producer company, but it is as good as any other private company in terms of adhering to legal compliances. And in many cases, unfortunately, producer companies are unable to meet the compliances and filing deadlines, and thereby ending up paying hefty penalties. So this is another potential area where a kind of support system can be thought about, where a startup, if a startup which can simply extend the compliance services with the help of a chartered accountant or with the help of a company secretary, if they can kind of pull up such resources and extend the services to producer companies at a minimal cost. Because if we kind of do a simple cost benefit analysis, it would hardly take 2,000 to 3,000 at most per month to do all the required statutory filings, which if ignored, the penalties would be kind of mounting up to, let's say, 50s of thousands of rupees. In some of the pieces where I earlier worked, I've seen pieces paying as much as 2 to 3 lakhs of penalties, and some of the directors kind of losing their DIN and all these things just because of not adhering to the statutory deadlines. Okay, these are kind of less spoken areas, because the moment we speak about FPOs, there are three major domains that are kind of largely discussed about. One is market, number two is finance, and number three is the production and the productivity related aspects. No doubt, they are certainly important. They are kind of lifelines for FPOs. But at the same time, in order to make a FPO completely sustainable, it is equally important that we also focus on these least talked about aspects, like human resources or post-project support, advisory services. When I say advisory, it's not just farm related advisory, but it could be a business related advisories. It could be advisories related to establishing of value addition units. Because I always believe that, let's say, during the first 3 or 4 years, by the end of the first 3 years or 4 years, there should be one visible line of business that should be established for any FPO. Okay. Generally, most of the FPOs have a habit of starting with input business, which is fine, but they cannot kind of keep on continuing sustaining an input business alone. In order to extend the services, in order to become member central, because end of the day, the centrality, how central the FPO is to its member, is all what matters. Okay, so in order to be that member central, it is important that FPO extends services other than input services. Something like most important of them is marketing service. Okay, so in order to kind of achieve this holistic sustenance, it is important that they kind of establish one clear line of business. And again, when we say business, again, largely the talk is about trading, but it is essential to become sustainable. In order to become sustainable, that FPOs move ahead of trading. It's good to start with trading and get that commodity experience, but one step further, get into value addition. Okay, there are very few organizations which are actually supporting FPOs merely in establishing value addition in terms of food technology, if it's related to agri, food technology and all these things. So that is another potential domain where which startups can kind of explore and create that significant difference. And last one, as I anyways kind of started getting into valuation, the last one I would like to speak about is infrastructure. Generally, infrastructure comes with cost, and it's okay if FPOs are able to leverage government schemes. There are a lot of government schemes, a lot of subsidy that is coming in for FPOs for establishment of warehouses or for establishment of processing units. But in case where such subsidies are, even after getting subsidy, still they are kind of looking at a very costly or expensive infrastructure. So how can we create a common infrastructure pool? Because we know, I mean, like largely in a location, if there is one FPO, it is highly possible that in and around, let's say within a vicinity of 30 or 40 kilometers, we for sure will be able to find another FPO. In such cases, only in such cases, if we are able to kind of geographically map these FPOs and kind of create a common infrastructure. Okay, because more or less FPOs in similar geographies work on similar commodities. So it's highly likely that a common infrastructure, a common processing unit, or a common warehouse will be of utilization to all these FPOs. Okay, such services, if we are able to establish such services and extend to the FPOs, that also gives a great potential to become a business model in itself for entrepreneurs. And that will also be helpful to these FPOs and make them kind of sustain with their businesses. So these are few of my ideas regarding the scope of work that can be done with FPOs, particularly completely from a startup's perspective and helping FPOs. Of course, no doubt, as I said, this domain is very vast, but I just wanted to point out those 3-4 aspects which generally we don't kind of focus on or emphasis on. Right. So that's about the little ideas that I wanted to share with you regarding the scope of work. And now as the final thing, I would like to move to the experiences, our experiences of transacting with FPO. So I worked with FPOs for the first 5-6 years of my career in the capacity of CEO or in the capacity of their infrastructure and other taking care of the infrastructure and marketing requirements. And this time I'm kind of on the other side of the table transacting with FPOs. So it's kind of two different sides of the coin. So as I initially told, our work with FPOs is largely procuring from them. We procure produce from FPOs, and at the same time, we have recently started assistance in organic certification, which is not any chargeable service. We kind of extending the service to FPOs who are in need of it. And in case if we are not able to procure, suppose that our capacity is to a limited extent, and if we still have produce and they have a lookout for the market, then we will help them with our network and other things. So during last week, we actually started 2 seasons. This is our 3rd season of procurement with FPOs. During last week, we procured around 150 metric tons. So initially, we had hiccups. As we know, I mean, like that's what many people say. Transacting with FPOs is difficult. It's all fine. We agree because of the paucity of the resources at their end. Sometimes things do not fall in place so quickly. But once we kind of start working with them, and once we kind of travel together, we'll be able to iron out the issues. That's what happened with us also. For about during the first 20-30 metric tons of transaction, we have faced large quality issues, and in a few of transactions we had to take the loss also. But we kind of understood, we looked at it as a long-term collaboration. As a part of that, we went and we sensitized FPOs regarding the quality parameters of the produce, what are our expectations in terms of the produce. Then slowly things started falling in place. And I mean, like within 1 month, it started running like a well-oiled machine. Now these FPOs have become a fantastic source of supply for us. At the same time, we also help them in some of them actually want to kind of process their produce and sell in the market. In such cases, we also kind of lease out our processing facility for a certain time in the season, where they are open to come and get kind of processing this thing also. This is something we are working out for this season. Hopefully it works out and it goes well by the next season. So the another issue that we initially faced is with the billing, invoicing, and GST. Invoicing used to be correct, but coming to GST filing, as I said, legal compliances is one area of pain for FPOs. So we also faced those issues because the commodity that we were trading attracts GST, and thereby any failure in adhering to deadlines would not give us the input required. So slowly we said we would pay. I mean, like once the produce is lifted, the agreement is to immediately pay the amount. So we have decided that we would pay the total amount minus GST, and GST amount will be credited to FPOs only after our receiving the GST input. So we have carried out this exercise for whole season last time, and now in this season they kind of set themselves well. Now they are doing all their filings within time, and we also kind of are not under a situation where has to stop GST and pay it later. So what I initially understood, particularly in procurement and in sourcing business with FPOs, is that they need to be kind of little bit sensitized. Once, twice, or thrice we need to visit, we need to make them understand what exactly we require. So that takes me to the another aspect of making these FPOs market ready. So that is one potential area where we can work together with FPOs. So I think there is a question. I'll take up the questions once, I mean, like during the queries session.
Yes. Once
So,
both the speakers' presentations are over, we can go for Q&A.
Yeah, right. So making the produce market ready is also equally important. Many times FPOs, they have produce, they do procure from the farmers, but unfortunately they lose it out in the market because of the quality issues, or because the produce is not as per the market requirements. So that sensitization is a kind of let's say a top-down approach. First, the market managers or whosoever is the interface between the market and FPO must understand that, and this knowledge has to be disseminated to the farmers, and FPOs need to sensitize farmers regarding the quality issues. So this is another potential area which can be explored, and when kind of explored properly, if we could make them understand properly, that will be certainly beneficial to FPO as well as any player who is transacting with FPO. So with that, I would like to kind of sum up my presentation. I think, yeah, I slightly overstepped, so it's around 11:20 now. Yeah, our experience for the last 1 year of transactions with FPO has been really good, and the learning curve is also kind of progressing well. So it's not all that transacting with FPO is headache. No, it's only a myth. Initially there will be hiccups, but when ironed out, things will go well, and there is a fantastic scope for collaboration, not just on marketing front, but on several other aspects, as I highlighted during my presentation. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Satish Kumar, for the presentation. Now we will have our next speaker. Amit, you can load the presentation. Yes. So next we have Mr. Koduru Vishwanathan Gautam. He is co-founder of OwnVeg Agro Solutions Private Limited, based out in Secunderabad. He is an experienced IM alumni with a demonstrated history of working in multiple industries, skilled in market access, business strategies, designing and implementation, corporate relations, and well experienced in launching a new products and services. So we welcome you, sir, on behalf of Manage CIA. You can start the presentation.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I hope my voice is audible.
Yeah, it's clear, sir.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vishwanathan Gautam. My native place is Kurnool district. Actually born and brought up there only. I'm there. I worked for multiple industries like pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and all. I felt monotonous, and I want to go back to my village and start my journey as a farmer. There, this idea and everything is started. To join as a means, go back to the home and convincing the family and all is a very difficult job. So they said, no, it is not possible. You need to go back to town and you need to start working over there. So I learned a lot to become a farmer. So I thought of giving my knowledge to the farmers is the first step where we have started this journey of OwnVeg Agro Solutions. The thing is, what we identified is we need to connect the farmers with the commercial market is the gap where we are finding the difficulty for the farmer front. So we did a research how the other states are working better and doing the good agribusiness and all. The neighborhood state is Karnataka doing very good. We identified there are 30 districts having a 459 FPOs. So the first time I have seen the FPO word and how the FPOs are functioning over there. And we did a research. Then we identified FPO system will give a lot of boost, and this is functioning very good and having multiple supports from the government as well as private industry also. And a huge scope is there. At the time, yes, we have done a research in our Rayalaseema belt. We did a 21 months research, a long research, in depth we analyzed and everything. We find the mindset is an issue where to become a farmer, means FPOs from the farmer side, and lack of interest and the old procedures what they are following, which is making us not to go into the FPO model. So we have identified these are the issues we need to address to become an FPOs. Next slide, please. So then we had at that point we identified FPO system will empower the farmers and to help them the sustainable economic growth. Yes, we need to have a FPO in every village. That is a thought what we have at that stage. And we came back and we have seen the FPOs, the current situation there in Andhra Pradesh and our area, especially in Kurnool district. We have identified the two stages. Can you go to the next slide, please? And FPOs is a creating strong FPO is our motto. So we have taken two groups. One is an established FPO, second is a new FPO. Starting from creation of FPOs to creating awareness and what is the market, all these things we have done the proper workout plan. With this, we started supporting two FPOs. First FPO is there, peoples are there, but they are not active. Second FPO with 11 members, because the minimum criteria is 11. So we started with 11 members. Now that FPO is having 600 members. But no one is interested at that time because we don't know anything. And if you want to do, you can take the crop and you can pay the money. You can do whatever you want. That is a mindset at that stage. Can you go to the next slide, please? This is how the picture has changed with FPOs and creation after that, what we did. We just started doing the market linkage because we strongly believe FPO is a company where the manufacturing sector, like the farmers are mostly manufacturers, they can produce the crop. But the other segments like marketing, finance, HR, all these divisions are weak in that company. So we started working on the other divisions. Like first is if any company, if you don't have sales, there is no growth. If you have sales, everything will fall into the place because the revenue matters always. So we started linking, means market linkage we started first in the domestic level. Like instead of selling the tur, we asked them to prepare tur dal, and we have given the branding, marketing and market linkage by providing the logos, packaging materials, everything. They started preparing 1 kilo tur dal packets, 2 kilo, 5 kilos and rice packets, everything. With this market linkage, they are seeing the real potential, the value, which the profit on each case they are seeing 20 to 25 rupees, because compared to tur dal is too costly, and the market, which by creating the good looking packaging and good quality products, the people are encouraging to buy, and the sale is also growing. So this market linkage has shown them the potential. Then yes, we are doing good at that time. Yes, we need to do the export. The next thought what we got in our mind, and we started doing the market linkage with the international market. First thing we started, we have a lemons, so we want to export it. First we went there and we did a research what type of lemons they will purchase in the international market and all. So we convinced the farmers to do the first consignment for the lemons to Dubai. Yes, with that consignment, yeah, we got good response, and the lemon, which is a most demanded product there in Dubai, so we got good returns also. From that point onwards, the farmers are seeing the opportunity in international market. And international market, yes, our area chili also famous. So Jwala is a variety. So we thought of selling this variety to the Dubai, but we sent in mixed vegetable container one variety of this chili, the Jwala chili we sent. But reaching there, the chili shape is completely spoiled and everything. We identified the opportunity that G4 chili is the only one which is having a huge market demand. Then we convinced the farmers to do the cultivation of G4 chili. So they are started, and we are doing now chili exports also. Like this, the current crop to demanded crops, the 3 stages: market linkage for domestic, market linkage for international, and current crops to demanded crops. These are the 3 stages what we did. While doing all this journey, we got some other opportunities like the dry lemon, which are while doing the exports of the lemon, so much of lemon, it is not at par with the the quality of the lemon, which it will go to the international market. So that lemon become a dry lemon, and dry lemon also we are exporting. Like this, a new market opportunities also we got. With this, what the idea is, we as a one company, like a startup, we can work at one point, like I can able to procure from the farmers, I can able to packing for the things, I can able to sell in the market. Yes, second thing is I can procure from the farmers, I can able to do export business as another startup. But I can become a farmer who can even to buy the particular demanded crops. I can tell to the farmers, and I can buy the by giving the agreement and all, I can buy the demanded crops. I can do the exports or domestic, whatever the way it is. But what we are doing as OneVeg Agro Solution, we are becoming their pals. Like we are giving end-to-end solution for them. Whatever the problems, whatever the opportunities, we are doing a proper SWOT analysis. The opportunities and threats we're identifying. We're connecting with the other FPOs also to help the farmers. Can we go to the next level? Next slide, please. For this, we created a 90 days calendar, like first 30 days, what we need to do, 30 to 40 days, creating an FPO and a strong business model, because farmers are really, they are strong at manufacturing, producing the crops. But these models and all, it is difficult for them. The good part is government has taken a decision to do the 10,000 FPOs, and they are supporting a lot. Really, this is a good opportunity. And so many farmers don't aware about this thing. So as a consultants, we need to give the proper knowledge and guidance to them so that the FPOs become a sustainable FPOs, so that the growth of the FPO is also very good, because we have nearly 6.7 lakhs of villages we have, but till now we have around 16,000 FPOs which has registered till last year. But our aim is to have one FPO in one village, because we believe strongly FPO is a company where it is established in a village, where their employment will be generation will come, the other incomes will come, the farmer will grow, there the company will grow, and other big opportunities like research, especially in agriculture sector. The people who have completed their education, they can go there for internship and all, and we can interlink with the corporate social responsibility activities with the FPOs. These are the big picture what we have seen with the FPOs, and we started properly designing these 90 days calendars, all these things. Can we go to the next slide, please? As this is a market opportunity, like our brother in our earlier presentation also he told, it's a huge market where not even 10% we have tapped yet. And there's a direct sales from farm to folks industries is growing well. Technology like identifying the crop issues and all using the drones. So many technologies came forward. Now that is becoming necessity for the FPOs, because single farmer need to buy a drone. It's not possible for any farmer. And the providing support to a FPO where we are having 500 to 600 farmers, that is easy for any company can able to buy, sell, or give the services and all. And the urban farming, we are having another wing, that is a OneVeg urban farming, where urban farming also we are doing pretty good work. Now that is not a context here, so I'm not elaborating anything. And rural banking and invoice discounting, credit system, all these things are the major opportunities where every FPO can able to tap. See, the day before yesterday, we were having a meeting with the company. They want to do the invoice discounting for the farmers, producer organization, sales and all. They signed an MoU that yes, they are also quite confident because of the FPO is a completely established company where the farmers is having their own products and they are selling to the market. So these companies also confident to get their money back from these particular groups. And storage and logistic is the biggest opportunity where the startups can able to focus not only the big picture of logistics, but the while doing this sorting of the products, grading of the products, we have seen so many opportunities, and we told to so many connected so many FPOs that they can do the this grading in a simple manner. They created some small machineries that was associated with the FPOs. They are working with FPOs for order for order, or is, completely they are selling the machineries also. Like this, the legal and compliance, like discussed, the intellectual property rights, all these things are matter for the FPOs, because this is a huge opportunity where FPO can able to, there is a company which is having only manufacturing unit. You can able to develop everything, everywhere you have an opportunity. So we felt the FPO startups, yes, having a big scope. We are working with FPOs as a consultants, and we are supporting them with the branding, marketing, and market linkage. Can we go to the next slide, please? Till now, we are associated with 7 FPOs. Export business we are doing with 2 FPOs, because they are earlier days, while starting the FPO, they asked us, sir, ye kya hota hai? What is it? Export business, who will know anything? Where will get the money and all? Now they are in a stage that why this Dubai pomegranate order is late this week. We supposed to get a pomegranate order in this month, right? Why we are not receiving it? They reach to that level, because unless until you have shown the path to someone who is having a potential and don't know about the market, if you start giving them the guidance and the support, they will definitely reach to a big picture. And now we are associated with the 4,000 plus farmers, and we are in a journey of creating 21 pharmacies in this year. 7 is established, and in the paperworks we are 11 FPOs on the paperworks we are doing, because motivating them and creating FPO taking time, because they are in the mindset that I don't want all this stuff and all. And you do whatever, you take the crop, whatever they want you do, we will support you, but we want our money immediately, and you take our crop. To convince them to become an FPO, to showcase them, instead of buying one urea packet or one pesticides packet as a group, if you are purchasing us in a bulk, how much discount you are getting. All these things are taking us time, but definitely give us a result. This is what we are doing at Own-Veg Agro Solution. Can we go to next slide, please? Actually, the before manage and after manage is a big journey, a big difference in our journey. We are in RKVY-RAFTAAR program in cohort 5. Before that, yes, we are doing pretty well, but it is not shaped. Manage has shaped us to do a productive work. That I sincerely thanks Manage to conduct these type of programs, as well as this type of webinars, and identifying the potential peoples across the globe and bringing them to a one stage to work for the farmers' welfare is a very great thing. That's all from my side. I have shared my journey as a Own-Veg Agro Solutions, what we have seen as a farmer to a group of farmer to a FPO, then making them to do the international business. And we have seen a lot of opportunity. Each FPO, my sincere suggestion is don't jump into the final conclusion. We did a 21 months research for water. We have interacted with the farmers, each and every type of farmer. We have worked with them. We have stayed in villages. We have spent day and night there in the farmlands, and we have seen so many things. We have noted down, and this research has given so many pain points where we can able to address those pain points. Those pain points become our business. And that's all from my side. If any questions you have, can able to shoot.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Vishwanathan, for the beautiful, really helpful for most of us to understand the background work that you guys are doing in association with FPOs and other things.
Thank you.
So now we will have questions from the participants. A few of them have posted their questions in the chat box, so I'll take one by one. So one of the question is related to how to establish the FPO, the procedure to establish an FPO. Yeah. So any of the speaker can take this question.
Establishing of FPOs we can do by taking we have our legal team. There we will take the initiation, we'll do the registration and all. NABARD is supporting a lot for that. NABARD is also giving some potential organizations who can able to do this work as a nodal agencies. They will definitely support you a lot. It is not a big deal. You can able to have a minimum 11 farmers as a group, and you can able to go further by collecting their initial documents. This process is very simple.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Satish Kumar, do you have anything to add for this?
I think Mr. Gautam has put it very easily. Right, all that you require is to mobilize those farmers and try to pick 10 of them as promoters. If you want to kind of register it as a producer company, if it's a cooperative, you will have to take a slightly different legal route, and there are several organizations that can guide you through this process.
And one suggestion is try to understand all the government schemes which is FPO is having before registration, because that will give a lot of information. Because we did a mistake that we generally did a registration, but it is not meeting to the criteria of all schemes and all. Then after we have changed the structure and all, it is another work for us, additional work. Before that, just go through the schemes. Government scheme is always readily available in all websites also. And APEDA is helping the farmers to do the exports and import business, where you can able to find so much of information about all these things. FPO registration also will get the details there.
So there's one question that's kind of getting repeated. I would like to clarify. Somebody is asking about the difference between FPO and FPC. FPO is a generic term, what we say farmer producer organization, whereas FPC is farmer producer company. It's a legal entity. Okay, so these FPOs can take several forms. It could be a farmer producer company, it could be registered under cooperative. Even within cooperative, you can have it registered under Traditional Cooperatives Act or Mutually Aided Cooperative Max Act. Okay, so FPO is a general term. Whereas if I am specifying it as FPC, it means that it is registered under Companies Act. Otherwise, they're all association of farmers or association of producers with common problems and trying to overcome those common issues through collectivization.
Rajesh Gupta has a point, is mentioned a valid point. Actually, what we did the same thing. Why after creating the FPOs, we have connected the packing work, all these things to Dwakra women. They are doing the packaging, and one of the person who is there, the person who has completed BCom is staying there in village. He is accountant. Like that, the employment generation is going up. So FPO is really having a potential to make your this village economical growth in a different level. So as you pointed out here, implementing the team fall in the dilemma how to communicate the same thing. Yes, we are having a youth available in the villages. There are potential youth. Once you train them to do this work for this FPO, they will get definitely the employment over there itself, and the growth will be very high. There's no need to see skillful employees. It is difficult to get readily available skillful employees, but it is, as per our experience, difficult to make a farmer who is already having a exports imports knowledge. But by making them to see the 2-3 transaction, how to do the exports import business, they become, now they are doing they are doing it. Like that, we can able to give the training for the skills also.
So just I would like to add further to that response. See, many times we kind of look outward for the teams, but you rightly said, like we can kind of pinpoint the locals and kind of guide them. Yes, at the same time, the responsibility should also be kind of deployed to the board of directors and the members themselves, because at the end of the day, it is their own business. As an example, I would like to quote the classic example of Mulkanur Dairy. Mulkanur Dairy, during its inception, it's the first round of marketing for the entire milk market. What they have was the entire campaign was carried out by member women themselves. There's no marketing expert, there is no branding expert who has come from outside and created that brand, which is now kind of running into hundreds of crores. Okay, so identification, particularly, more than that, I emphasize on having an internal sales team, because most of our FPOs will never have exclusive sales team. It's largely the CEO who keeps on donning different hats, as an accountant, sometime as a salesman, as a procurement manager. I understand it is because of paucity of resources, but it is important that we identify those 1 or 2 active people from locals or from directors or from members and groom them into a sales team, as Mr. Gautam was rightly saying, because sales is the kind of the most important aspect of the FPO.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we have a few more questions here. So, how to link KVKs and FPOs, Krishi Vignan Kendra and FPOs?
I want to tell one thing. Krishi Vijnana Kendra is they are doing their work and they're having their agenda and all these things to give the knowledge and support to the farmers. And FPO is a registered body where this is a private limited company or private company. You have your all sales and everything you can able to do. But linking both, don't think in a way that you want to link the both. If you want to establish FPO, the members who are there already there in the KVK also fine. But FPO is an entity, like it's a business entity, where you alone in a family, you alone is buying 1 kilo to 1 kilo of rice. Some other person is buying 1 kilo rice. Altogether, you are buying 10 kilos rice. Then you can demand the peoples to give the discount for 10 kilos rice. Like that, as a group, you can create a company. You have so many other benefits. While selling, you are having the benefit. While buying, you are having the benefit. You are having so many benefits from the government organizations. You have a lot of scope. See, one startup will come and work for one farmer is not possible. Startup is coming from to work for one FPO is possible. Like that, so many opportunities are there. But I don't know, Satish sir, you can able to handle this. FPOs and KVKs, I don't know.
Yeah, KVKs are really a fantastic source of capacity building and the initial, let's say it could be seed or pest related aspects. They can get really good advisories from KVKs at almost zero cost or kind of minimal cost. See, particularly when the project support is while the project period is like honeymoon for FPOs. Okay, they really are not bothered about anything because the poppies will take care of the things. But once that is out, see, these convergences become very important. Maybe with KVK or maybe with the ARS, which means that it is important that the CEO or the board kind of stays in touch with KVKs and ARS. And also the other important aspect is agri extension officers. These are the resources that are kind of available locally and are of very helpful. They really have a good potential to extend services which otherwise are kind of often ignored by FPOs or poppies. Okay, so Krishi Vigyan Kendras, you can actually take your members for trainings and you can kind of build their capacities in terms of production there. I'm not speaking about the organizational capacities, but the farming related capacity production can be done. And with ARS, you can actually source proper seeds and you can take their advisories for pest management and all these aspects.
And I want to tell the members, if you people are having FPOs, having the products, we have launched recently the e-commerce mobile app where we are giving the visibility to the FPOs. They can able to showcase their products and they will get the directly orders from the customers and the retailers, and they can able to sell. This platform we have created in the name of local. My mail ID is there. If anybody requires, just contact me on the particular mail ID.
Sure, sir. So we have few participants who have raised their hands to ask questions directly to you. Dr. Seema Singh, Amit, can you unmute her? Dr. Seema Singh, can you ask the questions to the speaker now? Okay. I think there is some issue with her microphone. Can we have Sanket? Okay, there is some issue with the participants for unmuting. It's okay. We'll take few questions that are there in the chat box. So there is one more question related to subsidy for establishing FPO. Is there any subsidy provided by the government? You can proceed, sir. You can proceed. Any
For
subsidies available
establishment,
for establishment?
for
Yeah.
establishment, there is no subsidy. Per se, it really doesn't cost you much also. So once the basic incorporation is done, then subsequently there are several schemes in order to kind of establish your processing units or warehouses. There are a lot of schemes, okay? But otherwise, per se, for the establishment, at least to the best of my knowledge, I have not seen any
Total
scheme. Mr. Gautam, I
establishment
think,
cost, total establishment cost what we are spending on FPOs is 30,000 rupees. Because as a company, we are taking care about the establishment charges we are paying, because that is a support from the owners to giving to the farmers group. So whenever the farmers are ready by giving their interest and we interacted with them, we motivated them, then they came forward to form an FPO. For that, we as a One Wage Agro Solutions, first initial support, we are taking care about the registration process. Yes, we are spending 30,000 on each FPO registration. There's a very minimum charges, 6,000 rupees for the stamps and vendors works and all. This is a standard thing. You can able to get it from the file which is NABARD has published also. The how much is the cost for each, they're given the full breakup also.
Okay. So, Amit, you can unmute Mr. Mithilesh Singh. He has raised hand for asking the question.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me opportunity. Actually, I have FPO, and it is established. It is working since last 2 years. We are working in horticultural product like beans and tomato, chili, and salt. We try to find market inside India and outside India. We have got license from APEDA. Also, we have license of FSSI. And we tried at our end as much I can, but I don't find any customer outside India and genuine customer in just we what a farmer used to do, we are also doing. So any suggestion or any training type of thing?
What is your name, Mr.?
Mithilesh Singh.
Mithilesh. Mithilesh, I will give you example. See, the same situation, same thing. We have established FPO, the first FPO what we have taken. They said there is a no sale. International, how can we find the connectivities and all? That is what
Yes.
we did. Especially, see, first thing is you want to think to make the farmers to understand that what is agriculture. If unless until you don't do the agriculture as a commercialization means you want to sell the products, whatever the produce is coming, you want to sell it. Okay, to reach that level, domestic market, yes, you can able to sell 1 metric ton or 100 kgs also you can able to sell. But if you go to the international market, you need to have a volumes. So in that picture, if you having a perfect samples and you can able to sell, you can approach the international buyers. International buyers is you can able widely available in the internet resources as well as APEDA also helping them a lot by while conducting their events also they are publishing who are the international buyers who can able to buy the farmer producers. Okay, so big challenge what you will definitely face is first is instead of one classic example is we have approached a retail chain of stores which is having a 110 stores in Hyderabad. They said you just supplied tur dal. We don't want any packing and all these things. We said no for that because we strongly decided we want to promote FPO by creating the branding. So we said no sir, we have only 1 kilo packets. So we have not got any order from that FPO and that particular chain of retail stores. And we approached other retailers, supermarkets, where the price we are giving the best price, and with the package, where they are selling the tur dal for 110 rupees as a loose. We are giving for 109 rupees with a package, beautiful package. Then the people have started buying this package. Those retailers have repeatedly started giving the products. One thing we need to maintain is this world is now moving on branding. Whatever the beautiful way you are designing your package. Second thing is quality. If you have a better quality, definitely the customer will come back and ask again. Now we are having Karnool Sona Masuri rice packets which we are selling in the to the people. So everybody will ask that, sir, we want that orange packet only, because the quality of rice is very good. Karnool Sona Masuri, 1 year above rice is having a good quality and all. Like that, where we need to take care about, see, the problem here is we need to understand the market. First, you need to understand the potential of the market. What is kya bikta hai? What can the peoples will buy? That will give a lot of answers for you. For international market will definitely help you out. You can able to reach us. What we'll do is we'll just connect with you, the international buyers. You need to deal with the people. We don't do the business with you and them as a mediator. We'll connect you. We'll make sure that yes, you are going in a right direction. That is what we are doing.
Next, we'll have a question from Mr. Kuldeep Jadhav. Amit, can you unmute him?
Sir, namaste. I'm Kuldeep Jadhav from Pune, Maharashtra. We have registered farmer producer company in 2020. On this moment, there is one central scheme, 10,000 FPO. They are supporting FPOs for in case of equity grant. Means they are supporting equity grant to only those FPOs who have registered under that scheme or through the poppies. But we have registered FPO without taking the help of the government. So can we convey the message to center that the already established FPO can be taken for the consideration of equity grant?
See, one thing want to tell you, Kuldeep. Government has given one subsidy, a kind of thing to construct a home. Pradhan Mantri some Yojana is there. They are giving some benefit to the person who is constructing the new house. It is not there earlier days. Okay, the schemes will come.
Okay.
Schemes will definitely come. Only thing is how you are matching with the schemes. See, equity apart from equity grant, there are so many things. When one FPO can get 2 crores worth of support from central government. My suggestion is, I don't know my suggestion is correct or not, but I'm telling my opinion is, try to concentrate on the schemes which is available for the already established FPOs to empower by supporting them, to giving the support to the FPO salaries and all the maintenance and all. But government as a policy they have taken, we can able to send our proposals to the government that yes, you can able to please support us. But I don't think so this will happen.
Okay.
But whatever you see, just apart from that, you have so many things, man. So many other grants are there. So many other support systems are there from the government. Just concentrate on that. And as much as possible, your FPO successful lies on one thing is how much sale you are generating. Concentrate on that. Speak with the market. Go to the market and speak with the peoples. What is the best thing you are doing and best product? How best product is yours? This thing will definitely help a lot.
In this case,
Yes, sir.
I just have one suggestion. You may reach out to your regional NABARD office, because earlier there were instances where NABARD had extended such support for the FPOs which were formed even out of their project's ambit. Okay, I'm not sure if
Okay.
NABARD is still doing, but this is one opportunity you can explore. You just reach out to your NABARD regional office and you can present to them your case. If there is any possibility, I think they will help you out over there.
And NABARD
Okay,
will
sir, thank
help you a lot in all the aspects.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I think most of the questions were answered today. If there are any more questions left out, we have already shared the contact details of the speakers in the chat box. Please note out. And also we'll be sharing their PPTs along with their contact details over email also to all the participants. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form. The link is shared in the chat box. And also please follow our all social media handles to know the updates of all managed CIA activities. I thank both the speakers for sparing their valuable time and giving a very insightful session to the participants. And in fact, even I personally learned a lot of things related to FPO. On behalf of Managed CIA, I thank both the speakers.
And we
Thank
want
you,
to say thanks to manager. We are always feel very happy and energized with manage all their works. Thank you so much, Yuvraj sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj and your team
Thank
for
you,
this
sir.
opportunity. I would also like to thank all the participants for being patient listeners. And if you have any queries which have been left unanswered, as our contacts are available, please feel free to write to us. Looking forward for another opportunity to meet you all. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.